Good afternoon. I hope that you all are doing well. Today we're just spending a little bit of time to go over the mock simulation that we do within InVEST. I'll just be giving basically a pretty good overview about how it works, what all it entails and things like that. There's going to be more information that you can find on the Office Simulation Guide, and I'll show you where you can find that at the end of this presentation. This is a live presentation and it is being recorded, so I will not be checking the chat box today. However, if you have any questions when this presentation is over, you can either email me at jennifer.robinson@iiaba.net, or you can also email our info box at info@investprogram.org. The mock insurance simulation is a great hands-on insurance experience for students. So they're able to go through and learn what it is that people do within insurance agencies and understand a little bit more about the careers. In order to go through the mock insurance simulation, students should have already gone through at least 4 to 6 weeks of the classroom version of the InVEST program. So they will have had to have gone through and learned certain things out of the textbook, like the managing risk, the marketing and selling insurance chapter, the automobile insurance chapter, basically all the information that they would need so that they can go into the simulation portion already understanding what a lot of the basic terms were and understanding what an insurance agency already does. They understand a little bit more about what they'd be doing in those particular roles. In the mock insurance simulation, students also are able to compete against their classmates. So it's a great competitive game for them to play within the classroom to create a different experience for the students. They also get to learn about the different insurance carriers and how that works within an independent insurance agent. They're able to gain professional skills as well. So they're able to learn how to go through interviews, how to submit certain types of paperwork and things like that. So even if they aren't pursuing an insurance career when they graduate, they still have some skills that they can easily translate into any type of business career afterward. The first step in the insurance simulation portion is learning about the different job roles and how that relates to the insurance industry. Basically, in the mock insurance simulation portion, we have 2 different types of jobs. One will be the home office staff and the other is agency staff. Just like you would with an independent agent, we consider the home office staff kind of the carrier aspect of it, where the agency staff would be the insurance agents. Depending on how many students are in the class, you'll likely have between 3 and 4 different agencies, possibly even more if it's a large class, but there will always only be one home office staff. So there will only be one office manager, one admin assistant, and one accountant, while there could be several agents, there could be several underwriters and several principals, depending on how many different agencies they have. We have information to go through with the students what exactly these different jobs are before they have to take a pick at which ones they would like. We actually have a whole PowerPoint presentation that you can go through with students so they learn about what they're going to expect in the next few days, in the next few weeks when they're doing the simulation, and learn more about those particular jobs and how that relates to what their roles would be and things like that. So the students would actually pick 1, 2, maybe 3 different jobs they'd ideally like. They would apply for those positions, and then they'd be interviewed for them. During the interviews, it's a great opportunity to have some insurance professionals go in and actually do the mock interviews. Be a great way if you have HR professionals in your staff or maybe someone who's not interested in guest speaking but wants to get involved. It's a great way to have them interacting with the students on a little bit more on a one-on-one basis. We have papers on our website and in the Office Simulation Guide that have sample interview questions and then also a sample review form. So once the students have gone through the application and the review process, the people interviewing the students would then recommend what positions they think those students would be best on. And then it's the teacher's responsibility to separate them. So usually the top person that interviewed would get the CEO position, while someone who maybe didn't interview as well might get one of the lesser positions. In addition, in the agencies, there's only going to be one agency principal. So again, there could be 3 or 4 different agencies, possibly more, depending on how many students are in the class. And then each agency gets 1 agency principal, 1 underwriter, and then 2 to 5 producers and agents per agency. Again, in the simulation guide, there's a lot more information about what these particular roles are and what their responsibilities are, but that's just a general overview of how that works. So once a teacher has separated them into their agencies and decided on their home office staff, it's time for them to start building their agency. So they'll first have to learn how to create their business plan. This is something they would have been taught already in the program. Then they'd have to learn how to develop their agency name, their logo, their tagline. Again, this is information that they would have been covered in the marketing and selling insurance chapter. So they should have already known about different things about branding and things like that to be able to come up with something really catchy for them. They'll also need to start brainstorming ideas about how to market their agency. And in this area too is when they'll actually have to learn how to use the EasyLinks rating software and the Accord forms, both of which are donated to InVEST programs at absolutely no cost. This is usually a great opportunity to have some local insurance professionals come in and show the students how to use the EasyLinks software and the Accord forms rather than having their teacher do it. Next, they'll have to learn how to market their agency. So they've already gone through, they learned how to create everything, they know how to use the EasyLinks rating software, they know what they're going to call themselves, they created their logo, now they need to get their name out there. The first thing we'll have to do is to learn how are the students allowed to market and sell in their classroom. Most of our programs actually market and sell these mock insurance policies to their fellow students. So how that works is they are actually able to market their agency through school, whether it's in posters, letters, perhaps they're doing presentations, things like that, and they're actually able to recruit their fellow students to come in during class and go through the whole process of the insurance application. There are some schools that don't really want to pull the students from other classes to take care of that during class period, so they're going to have to do it after class. So perhaps they're selling to their relatives, their neighbors, or maybe they are selling to other students just after school hours. Either way, this needs to be determined first before they can figure out how they're going to be marketing it. They also need to learn if they're allowed to hang things in the school. You know, if they are going to market, can they hang posters in the school? Are they allowed to make some postings on the Facebook page of the school? These are all things that you'll have to gather before we move forward with how to market these things. After we've determined that, now they're going to need to start creating their marketing materials, whether that's posters, flyers, letters, again, any social media aspect. This is where the students kind of get their creative hacks on and start creating those materials. Again, they already have their name, they know their brand and all those things, and now it's their turn to take what they learned in the marketing chapter of the InVEST textbook and start getting their insurance information out there to their potential mock clients. Another great opportunity, regardless if the students are able to sell to their fellow classmates, is to maybe have the teacher have the students go to another class and do their sales pitch. So each of the different agencies can go up and talk about their agency, offer what they can have. It's a great learning tool for them to be able to gain those business skills, to be able to do that in front of their peers. And again, even if they can't sell to their peers, it's a good practice for them to be able to do that. So they have now marketed their agency, and now they're ready to start recruiting clients. Again, this could depend on how they are able to market and how they're able to sell. If they're selling to their fellow students, maybe they can send out letters or things like that and start really setting up appointments. Even if they're selling after hours and after school hours, they can still set up appointments with things, with their potential clients and things. So these are all things that is the next process. So they need to start figuring out who their potential clients are and making moves, moving forward with that. They're setting up appointments and starting to recruit their new clients. After they've done that, now is the time if they've got them hooked and that person says, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and purchase my mock insurance policy through Rockstar Agency. Now is the time to start processing their information. As I showed you earlier, they had already learned how to use the EasyLinks rating software. They know how to use the Accord forms. So now is their time that they start processing that. So they're actually going through the motion of what someone would be doing in a real insurance agency and using all those real software and documents to go ahead and submit that through. That's kind of the basics of how the mock insurance agency works. Again, we have information on every single aspect of this, and I'll show you in just a moment where you can gather that. What's great about the mock insurance agencies is that they're actually able to compete against their fellow classmates. So say there's 4 different insurance agencies in that class. really the goal is to sell the most insurance policies as they can. So it's a great way to have some sort of competitive nature within the classroom, and to really branch out and figure out how they can reach more connections. Maybe one of the students in the mock agency is in chorus, but another one's in football, just as you would if you were an insurance agent trying to leverage your internal contacts to try and get more clients. So they really are learning how to do those networking and creative marketing ideas to be able to get the most insurance policies and win the InVEST portion, or the simulation portion of the InVEST class. Now I'm actually going to walk you through and show you where you can access all of those resources that's on our website. Again, our website is investprogram.org. We have our website separated into 3 different sections based off of our 3 different audiences. It automatically directs right to students since they are our main topic and our main focal point. We're all here to get the students engaged. We also have one for teachers and insurance professionals. If you click on the insurance professionals page and then on resources, you're able to access the office simulation guide right down here. If you click on that, it'll automatically download. And here's the office simulation guide. If you were talking to a teacher and you want to show them how to access the resources, they can actually go to this teacher's page here and then click on resources. And as you see, we have a whole section here on office simulation. Here, the teacher can also download the office insurance simulation guide. If you scroll down, they'll also see how they can access the EasyLinks rating tools. In addition, if you go under lesson plans, within the 6-week model, there's actually a 2-week version of the mock simulation. While we really recommend the mock simulation doesn't go for any less than 4 weeks, just because it is so complex and it takes the time for things to really get moving and for the students to get comfortable learning how to use the software, there are some schools that have time restrictions and they can't spend that much time on a particular program, especially if they've already had to go through at least 4 weeks of the textbook version of the class to learn all the basics to get into the simulation version. However, we have created a 6-week model that does have a 2-week portion of the office simulation within it. Again, that's a very short period of time and it does seem very rushed, but if you are in a time crunch and you still want to offer these hands-on skills for the students, it is an opportunity. So you can download the 6-week model, and you'll see on those last 2 weeks is where the simulation portion goes. If you click down here, this is where all the information is separated. You'll find, as I noted earlier, the information about the job roles and interview questions, and also the review for the teacher. Thank you so much for attending our webinar about the InVEST mock simulation. If you have any questions, again, you can email me at jennifer.robinson@iiaba.net, or you can visit our website at investprogram.org and access that office simulation guide and review that on your own. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.